यदि स्वाभाविक गति से उपलब्ध हुए युद्ध को, तुम्हारा कर्म है युद्ध करना, अपने राष्ट्र और धरती के सिद्धांतों की रक्षा करने के लिए अर्पणों का अथ चेतनम धर्मम संग्रामम, यदि उपलब्ध धर्म के अनुसार यदि तुम ये युद्ध नहीं करोगे, तथा स्वधर्मम कीर्तिम च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि, तब तुम्हारी कीर्ति और तुम्हारा धर्म दोनों ही नष्ट हो जाएंगे। संसार में तुम्हारी बड़ी निंदा होगी और इसके कारण से केवल तुम्हारा ये लोक भी बिगड़ेगा और परलोक भी बिगड़ेगा, क्योंकि हित्वा पाप, जब व्यक्ति अपने धर्म को छोड़ देता है और अपने कर्तव्य को छोड़ देता है तो उसे पाप लगता है। अकीर्तिम चापि भूतानि कथयन्ति ते अव्ययम् संभावितस्य चाकीर्ति मरणादति रच्यते, और जो तुम्हारी अपकीर्ति मानी जो निंदा होगी, दुनिया में जो बुराई होगी वो थोड़ी बहुत नहीं होगी, अव्ययम् कभी नष्ट न हो। जब भी लोग इस युद्ध को याद करेंगे, इस इतिहास को याद करेंगे, अर्जुन तुझे कापुरुष के नाम से पुकारा जाएगा। इसलिए संभावित सच्चा कीर्ति मरणादति रच्यते, जो प्रतिष्ठित बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति हो उसकी अपकीर्ति तो मर जाने से भी ज्यादा निंदनीय होती है। तो वह स्वर्गम दित्वा वा भोक्ष्ये महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः। और एक बहुत सुंदर बात भगवान कृष्ण करें, हत्वा वा प्राप्त स्वर्गम, यदि कोई योद्धा, यदि कोई मिलिट्री मैन लड़ते लड़ते अगर प्राण भी उसके चले जाएं तो क्या होता है उसे? हत्वा वा प्राप्त स्वर्गम, तो तुम स्वर्ग को, तुम्हारी कोई हानि नहीं होगी। यदि रणभूमि में तुम मर गए, रणभूमि में, युद्धभूमि में, तो तुम स्वर्ग को प्राप्त करोगे। और जित्वा वा मोक्षे भोक्ष्ये महीम्, और यदि तुम जीत गए तो क्या होगा? संपूर्ण पृथ्वी के तुम राजा बनो, ये तुम्हारी भोग्य भूमि हो जाएगी। तस्मात् उत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय, इसलिए अर्जुन उठो और निश्चित रूप से रणभूमि में युद्ध करने का निर्णय करो, कापुरुष की तरह मत बैठो। सुख दुखे समकृत्वा लाभा लाभौ जया जयौ ततो युद्धाय जिष्वन् एवं पापमवाप्स्यसि। जब कोई कर्मयोगी कर्म में जाता है तो वो अपना धर्म मान करके युद्ध करता है। इसलिए कुछ चीजों में व्यक्ति को सम होना चाहिए, सुखे दुखे, और सुख दुखे समकृत्वा लाभा लाभौ जया जयौ, सुख और दुख में, लाभ और हानि में, जय और पराजय में, तत्व जय, दोनों में जब तुम समत्व योगी, इसी को कहते हैं समत्व योग मुच्यते, जब हर एक परिस्थिति में आप प्रसन्न रहते हो तो सुख दुख हानि लाभ दिन राति साधु सुजात को जाती, तो दोनों परिस्थितियों में सुखी होना चाहिए। तो अगर तुम ऐसी भावना के साथ में दोनों में सम हो जाओगे, सुख दुख में, हानि लाभ में, और जीवन और मरण में, हानि लाभ जीवन मरण जैसा विद्यात, तो तुम्हें पाप नहीं लगेगा। इसमें तो अर्जुन को ये लग रहा है कि हम इनको मार देंगे और अकारण मारेंगे तो पाप लगेगा। बोले युद्ध के लिए, राष्ट्र के लिए और धर्म की रक्षा के लिए युद्ध किया जाना श्रेयस्कर है। ऐसा ते वेता सांख्य बुद्धि योगे तुम सुनो बुद्धिया पार्थ कर्म बंधम प्रयाससी। हे पार्थ, इस बुद्धि के लिए ज्ञान योग के विषय में कही गई, अब तू मुझसे कर्म योग के, ज्ञान योग के माध्यम से कर्म योग की जो स्थापना की गई है उसको बताते हैं और कहते हैं इस कर्म योग में आरंभ का अर्थात बीज का नाश नहीं है। नेहा विक्रमना सोचते प्रत्यवायो न विदते स्वल्प पश्य धर्म से त्राय तो महते भया। इसलिए अगर तुम थोड़ा भी धर्म का पालन कर पाते हो तो बड़े से बड़े भय से तुम बच जाओगे। बोलो श्रीमद् भगवद गीता महाशास्त्री की जय।
ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु माँ विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ये बहुत ही पावन सभा है और भारतीय संस्कृति के संचरण की दृष्टि से स्वामी जी की कृपा से, उनके भीतर की आत्मीयता से, उनके भीतर के सहज निश्चल अनुराग से, सबको अपनाने का जो भाव है वो भारतीय संस्कृति का प्राण है। और जब वो ऐसे संतों के द्वारा स्पंदित होता है तो हमारा हृदय प्रसन्नता की हिलोरें लेने के साथ साथ अपने भीतर जो आत्मोन्नति का पथ है उसके उत्कर्ष की ओर बढ़ने का जो द्वार है वो हमारे लिए खुलता है। तो मैं यहाँ जो सब उपस्थित हैं उनको बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूँ, और वो बधाई मैं अपने आप को भी देना चाहता हूँ कि हम इनकी सन्निधि में बैठे हैं। और इनकी सन्निधि में बैठे होने का तात्पर्य, जैसा कि आप भी देख रहे हैं, मैं भी देख रहा हूँ, जैसे सूरज का प्रकाश होता है, किरणें फैलती हैं चारों तरफ, सब और उजाला और ऊष्मा फैल जाते हैं। इसी प्रकार से उनका जो तप है, उनका जो समर्पण है, उनकी जो श्रद्धा है, उनकी जो निष्ठा है, उसको वो इस तरह से भगवती की कृपा से, श्री कृष्ण की कृपा से, राम जी की कृपा से आनंद के साथ, उल्लास के साथ संतों में ही नहीं बालकों के मध्य भी वितरित कर रहे हैं, जिससे मेरे भीतर न केवल आशा और आस्था और अधिक बढ़ गई है। मुझे यहाँ आकर इस प्रांगण में महाकुंभ के मध्य में इस प्रकार का एक शांत वातावरण, जिसमें आप पूरे स्थल की ऊर्जा को अपने भीतर समाहित करने के साथ साथ अपने भीतर की आत्मा की झंकार को भी महसूस कर सकते हैं। और गणतंत्र दिवस के पावन अवसर पर इस सभा में उपस्थित होना मेरे लिए बहुत सौभाग्य की बात है। आपने मुझसे संबोधित करने का ये जो अवसर दिया, उसके लिए भी मैं उनका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय श्री कृष्ण।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Nilesh Tiwari ji is such an honor and pleasure. He comes, of course, from India, Om Namah Shivaya, but based in Bali, and he looks like a saint, which he is. So, talk to me about your journey and what made you move to Bali from India, or were you raised there?
I come from India. I come from Prayagraj itself.
Wow.
My village is 22 kilometers away from here, and when my parents they moved to Gujarat, and then I was born and brought up over there. And my journey was I used to play professional football.
Wow.
So I did all I did is only two things in my life. One thing I choose, and second thing I believe it choose me. So the thing which I choose, I did the best what I can, and I played football, and that's the only thing I did at that.
So football to spirituality, was there any turning point? What made you take this quest for truth so sincerely?
I think as a player, we learn to go into competitions, and ambitions and achieving goals were very clear. So for me, it was to play for India. All I wanted to play for India one time, and then I can dedicate my rest of the time being a coach, which I wanted to do. But then my criteria was that I want to play India, and but I did everything below India. I reached everything. I captained Gujarat state team many times also, and I played everything what was needed, many nationals and all those things. But then there comes a time I saw that I could not play anymore, which was my main goal, and I could not achieve it. And I guess that time I experienced Vairagya, and I took a decision to leave the thing which I never thought I would leave, and I left. And then I believe when you leave something which you which you think it's you, and then you find God, or God finds you. So I guess yoga gave me that I'm a student, I'm not a saint, or I'm not a guru, I'm a seeker and I'm a sadhak. And then from there we just keep going. In Bali, we have created a beautiful space for people to come and experience simple living, higher thinking, and that's the beautiful work of Sanatana Dharma, which gives people for them to connect with their being.
I'm very excited, happy, and full of joy being in Prayagraj unfolds, meeting with such souls that are true to life, true to their journey. And as we conclude this visit to Prayagraj, and so far, what have you imbibed? How do you feel?
It's a sadhu sangha. We have beautiful divine beings. Here it's a time to meet and appreciate all the minds and hearts and their practices and their worships and their acts. This is Sangam, which brings all and everybody towards one pot, and this is it. We might be different and different diversities, different act, different karma, different dharma, and everything can be, and we appreciate that, and this is why we are here, to appreciate you and your divinity, and appreciate him and his divinity, and appreciate everything. So that is the blessings. At least sometimes we can just sit and celebrate this divinity with everybody.
Wonderful celebration, and joyous and uplifting. Talking to Nilesh Tiwari ji makes you happy and me happy, and I wish you all the best, and thank you very much. Har Har Mahadev. It's such a joy when you in 20 minutes find a friend who you feel is very much familiar, and that familiarity at Prayagraj with Aditya ji is a special blessing which came to me, and you have come all the way from Varanasi,
which is not all the way, which is close by. Yeah.
So Varanasi is not far from here where we are standing. So talk to me about your journey, and I heard your interest in philosophy and Nyaya Darshan, and so share your journey, please.
I am in journey, so it cannot be said that I have done a journey. I am still in the journey.
So far.
It has been very complex, and lots of things that has happened that cannot be, justice cannot be done to it if it could be done in a 5-minute thing. But just that the aim of journey is to be liberated. That I am very sure. Whatever that means, I don't know what that liberation means, but the aim of journey is to be liberated.
So I'm reminded of Acharya Shankara's scholarly saying or statement where he mentions that you are acting not to gain something, but for the purification of mind, or Chitta Shuddhi. So do you see that as a part of what you have done?
You have heard it like Chitta Suddhi is like, he is saying, the exact quote is, Chittasya Suddhaye Karma Natu Vastu Upalabdhaye, from Vivek Chudamani.
Correct.
So what he means, that the karma, actions, as well as rituals, it means both. Karma means kriya, as well as rituals, which is karma kanda. So the purpose of karma is purification of mind and not the liberation. And the liberation or enlightenment, moksha, can happen only when there is a knowledge. And knowledge here doesn't mean knowledge of something. Knowledge, when we think of knowledge, we always think it as something objective. So knowledge is always with a subject. Knowledge of Kumbh Mela, knowledge of river, knowledge of Prayagraj. But what Shankaracharya's knowledge, he keeps talking about jnana. So that jnana, it's a better translation would be gnosis, the knowingness. So I don't think that fits here, but whatever we are doing It's a very, we should have, like I have this, that this will lead to a purification of the mind, and the second step is concentration of the mind, and a purified mind, a concentrated mind, the mind which is free from mala, that is impurities, and vikshepa, which is waving. When it is free from both of this, then that mind is fit to attain, understand, abide. So these are three steps: attain, understand, and abide. So in abiding, there is nothing that you know as subject object, but you just be in it, and that mind becomes merges into gnosis. So that's the point. But now, why I have made it very difficult, so that you understand that this is not something which could be done in 2 minutes.
I know, but yeah. So let's see what we can do in 2 minutes. Is you are a journalist or a writer, and you are also a teacher. And what are you teaching, and what do you accomplish?
There are things like lots of, maybe, I don't know, it's more than 1,000 hours of classes that had been recorded on YouTube, and I have been teaching since I have started studying. So, because in India, I studied Sanskrit Shastras, and Shastras are studied in a monitoring system. Like you learn something and you teach to somebody, and you learn something and you teach. Monitoring system where the student itself is teacher to his junior. That's how in the big universities in Nalanda and you heard there are 10,000 students for 500 teachers. So the students will. So our system of education is monitoring system. So whatever I used to study, my teacher and gurus, they used to tell, if you want to make it very clear, teach it to your juniors.
Beautiful.
Find somebody. So I have been teaching that very long, ever since I have studying this. So it's a long thing.
So you are teaching Sanskrit and Nyaya Darshan,
Sanskrit, Nyaya Darshan, and Vedanta, and Kashmir Saivism, and whatever comes I teach.
So I will not take much of his time, because we decided that we'll be brief. And yet I want you to briefly say something about Nyaya Darshan, and then come to your feelings of being at Mahakumbh.
See, why Nyaya Darshan you have asked especially?
Because I don't know much about it. I know a little bit about
the part of Nyaya Darshan that I teach and take most interest in teaching. In India, there was a debate between Buddhists and the people, Buddhists who didn't believe in the ultimate authority of Vedas, and the people who believed in authority of Vedas. There was a big debate for 1,000 years. So later, the scholars from Vedic side, the Sanatanis, they felt that Buddhists say a term, and when we try to answer the question, they say that we didn't mean that. We meant something else. So you write a book on something that they have said, you refute it, and then they say, no, we didn't mean that. We meant something else. So artificial language was developed to precisely say what you mean by a certain word. That was an artificial language which uses avachedaka, avachinna, that kind of language, pratiyogita. So in Nyaya language, for example, they will never say the house is empty of the pot. In this house we don't have a pot, earthen pot we don't have. So they will not say the house is empty of the pot. They will say there is a emptiness in the house which is being pratiyogi, which is being competed by pot. So that emptiness has a competitor, which is pot. Ghat pratiyogi ka abhav. So these kind of artificial language they developed to precisely first say what you are saying, what you mean, and then the question will come of refuting or accepting it. So that is Nyaya Darsana.
I think we all need to learn that.
Nabya Nyaya. Yes, it is very...
Logic is important.
Yes, it's a very it's something that everybody should. I'm very passionate about.
So since I appreciate what you had said to be brief, so I'll bring the last question, which is now logic to spirituality and the combo while you look at it here at Prayagraj.
In America, there is a new religion called Neo Vedanta, which I call the religion of slogans. Why? The slogans, you hear them, they feel very nice. Garibi hatao, Jindabad, Murdabad. There is a kind of energy to the slogans, but sadly they don't work. So something, spirituality or religion, which is, you understand the culture, the religion, the economics, whole world. If you want to divide the whole world into parts, the most bigger chunks will be of religions. So religion and spirituality is a big thing, and we cannot talk about it or deal with it in naivety. In उसको क्या बोलते हैं, हल्के में उसको नहीं ले सकते हैं. And that is we cannot take it lightly. If we have to get an operation of the eye, we check with 10 doctors. And when we are talking about something on which your whole life, your whole being, not only yours, but everything of the society, of culture, of civilization is actually based upon different religions. If we want to classify the civilization in today's world, we cannot classify in any other way than the civilizations based on different religions. That would be the most broad classification. So you understand how significant and influential the religion is, and how we are casual with it. So when you said that this thing, why logic? So there is a popular belief that spirituality is different and mind is different. The mind is different and heart is different. Think from mind, like think from heart. Don't think from. These are stupidity. You cannot think from heart. Biologically, you cannot think from heart. What you call heart is emotions. And emotions are part of the mind. There is nothing called a mind and the heart. These are simple things which people are like making a religion out of it. अरे दिल की बात करो, दिमाग से. What is, you talk always with Shankaracharya says, Sakyate tarken api gyatum. One can know Paramatma by logic also. How? I will tell you how. If I tell you, please cut the banana with the knife, what do I mean? Cut the banana with the knife. Banana has to be cut. So know something by the mind. Know mathematics by the mind. Here mind means knife. The function of the knife is to cut the banana. Now, if I say cut the stone with the knife, what do I mean? Cut the banana with the knife. What does it mean? Cut the banana. But when I say cut the stone with the knife, what does it mean? Break the knife. If you that's how Shankaracharya has explained this verse in Brihadaranyaka Bhasya, that they are saying, know the Brahman, know the Brahman. What is knowing the Brahman? It is like asking the knife to cut the stone. That means break your mind. Be beyond mind, but beyond the mind. But that beyond the mind doesn't comes because you wish for it, or you chant slogans about it. It is a very complex, step by step, detailed process where you can go beyond mind. It is not your sadhu से फुआ का घर नहीं है, खाला का घर नहीं है ना. It is not your uncle's house that you can enter into. It requires a very discipline and training and understanding of the mind so that it can go beyond mind.
So going beyond mind with Aditya ji is a great experience.
It is
Listening
not.
to him,
It is not.
it
I
is-
have not experienced, you have not experienced. We are talking about it, but at least we are talking about it. There are people who don't talk about it also.
So Aditya, make sure that you don't use words unnecessarily. And many times when you are interviewing people, you do that. You use some adjectives, etc. So I'll be very, very conscious now saying anything in presence of Aditya. So as I conclude, I quote from Kabir, probably, where he says, "Prem gali ati sangri,
तामे
तामे
दोनों
दोनों समाये, और जब हरि था तब मैं नहीं, और जब मैं
था हरि नहीं."
So mind has to go away, and then the spirituality unfolds. If I say that, what Nyaya Darshan expert would say,
Good.
Approved, very good. So I thank him and thank you with lots of good wishes from Prayagraj MahaKumbh.
हर
Thank you.
हर महादेव.
हर हर
ओम नमः
महादेव.
शिवाय.